Why chasing instant pleasure is destroying your happiness, and how to break the cycle. Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Felipe, and it's a pleasure to have you here with me today. If you're new here, feel at home. This is a space where we share experiences, face challenges together, and above all, look for ways to build a more balanced, happy, and meaningful life. Today, I want to talk about something that often affects us all without us realizing it: instant dopamine addiction. We live in a world where everything is just a click away: social media, fast food, entertainment at our fingertips. In the moment, it feels like a way to escape boredom or that feeling of emptiness. But what happens when those moments pass and reality hits again? Often, the emptiness becomes even greater. I know how it feels. I found myself stuck in this cycle many times, searching for that momentary sense of relief, but in the end, all that was left was a feeling of emptiness that seemed never ending. What I've learned is that to break this cycle, we need action and a real understanding of what's happening to our bodies and minds. Side effects in the brain. Dopamine, this pleasure hormone, is something that happens in our brain and is not visible to the naked eye. It's not a thing that we can see or touch. Instead, it's a chemical process that gets activated when we seek something that gives us instant pleasure. This is why we need to pay attention to the signals our body gives us. That rush when you receive a notification on your phone, or the almost uncontrollable urge to open an app, are clear signs that your brain is craving more dopamine. If you relate to this and want to understand how to change this reality, subscribe to the channel, give this video a like, and share it with someone you care about. Let's discover the power of action and how we can transform our relationship with dopamine together. What is instant dopamine and why is it harmful? Dopamine is the substance that makes us feel that good sensation, that wave of pleasure when we achieve something. But when it's triggered by fast and repetitive stimuli like social media, processed foods, or online shopping, our brain starts to depend on this kind of easy reward. And you know the danger? It begins to crave more and more, trapping us in a vicious cycle. I know exactly how it feels. I've been there, waiting for that notification to feel validated, waiting for that like to get a little bit of joy, and each time I realized I was chasing something that was never enough, it can be incredibly frustrating and draining. Side effects in the brain. When we become accustomed to these quick hits, our brain rewires itself to seek them constantly. This makes activities that used to bring joy, like reading a book or practicing a hobby, less attractive. Moreover, when the brain gets used to these dopamine spikes, it starts needing more intense stimuli to feel the same satisfaction. That's why we get bored easily and feel the urge to reach for our phones or any other quick distraction. The importance of awareness. Since dopamine is an invisible chemical process, it's crucial that we learn to identify the signs our body gives us. That discomfort when we're without our phones, the anxiety that arises when we have nothing to distract us, or that empty feeling when the quick pleasure fades. These are signals that our brain is craving more, and it's our conscious action that can break this cycle. If you've experienced this, leave a comment sharing your story, and if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe and share this video with someone who might need to hear this message. Effects on the body and mind. These small dopamine hits affect more than just our mind. They deeply affect our body. That's why we need to take action and break this cycle to regain balance. Physical and mental effects. I've personally experienced sleepless nights, with my mind racing even when my body was tired. And why? Because my brain was stuck in a state of alert, constantly waiting for the next dopamine hit. Without realizing it, this constant search for quick stimuli leads to insomnia, physical fatigue, and a continuous state of anxiety. Another example is emotional and physical exhaustion. Our bodies become overloaded as they process these stimuli, and if we don't act to break this pattern, the sense of burnout only increases. Side effects in the brain. The brain, when adapted to instant dopamine, weakens the connections that help us focus and be patient. When we take action to break this cycle and introduce activities that require effort and time, we begin to rebuild those connections, strengthening our resilience and focus. If you can relate to this, share your experience in the comments. And if you haven't done it yet, subscribe to the channel and share this video with someone who might need this message. How to break the cycle and focus on the journey. To change the way our brain works, we need action. The key is to show up every day, even when we don't feel like it. I realized that when I started showing up, committing to small daily actions, my brain began to understand that pleasure isn't in the immediate result, but in the process. Show up even without motivation. Don't wait for motivation, it doesn't always come. The secret is to act, to show up for the work even when you're not at your best. Every time you take action, you rewire your brain to value the effort and the process. Find joy in the journey and celebrate small wins. When we start celebrating the small daily victories, our brain learns that every step is important. This keeps us engaged and gives us a continuous sense of achievement. Set goals that require patience. By setting long-term goals, like learning a new skill or improving physical health, you train your brain to value daily progress, not just the final result. This makes all the difference. Use mindfulness as present action. Mindfulness is an exercise of conscious action. By connecting with the present, you teach your brain to find pleasure in the small things without needing quick stimuli. Positive side effects in the brain. Over time, the brain begins to release dopamine more steadily, helping to reduce anxiety and improve our ability to concentrate. It learns that pleasure comes from consistent effort, making things feel lighter and more fluid. Focusing on the journey and valuing the process are the secrets to a lighter, more balanced life. When you take action, when you show up, even on difficult days, you teach your brain that true pleasure comes from the path we walk. If you felt connected to what I said today, remember, changing habits takes time, but every small action counts. Celebrate your victories, no matter how small, because they are what guide you to a stronger and happier mindset. And if you ever feel unmotivated, come back here and remember, change happens through small daily actions. Let's transform our relationship with dopamine together and build a fuller life. Thank you for being here with me. If this video motivated you to take action, give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who needs a push to start transforming their habits. Let's go one step at a time, focusing on action and the power of the process. Subscribe for more content that inspires and empowers action.